You just gotta press record. That's what Sean likes to say. Hey friends, welcome to the YouTube journey with Zephyr Kambata. That's me, I'm your host. Today I'm going to be reviewing Sean Cannell's YouTube 1K challenge by his company and team, Think Media. I love that name first of all because I consider myself to be a thinker, and my wife probably considers me to be an overthinker, along with a musician with his head in doo-doo land. But I'm not sure what doo-doo land is, it just came out of me. It's a bit of a noisy day in Singapore because I live right next to an army camp, and today all the helicopters seem to be out on their training rounds. So please do excuse the background sound if there is any, and any renovations going on above me and below me as well, because I do live in public housing. So let's jump right into it. Today I'm going to be reviewing 7 different areas of this 1K challenge. Today is Monday, the 30th of Jan, 2023, and it's exactly 1 week from the time that challenge started. And tonight at Singapore time 2 a.m., which is after my midnight, which would probably be I think about 10 a.m. In the US, we're gonna have a sort of graduation party, and I'm gonna show them this video, put it in the comments in their group chat and so on. Now, this challenge was spread over 7 days. It was in the form of a course because it was laid out nicely inside a Facebook group, and it was very fast-paced. But I would say, as a keen learner, as a curious learner and a keen learner myself, it was well-paced, and I'll get into that a little bit more into the video when we talk about the delivery. So the 7 sections I'm going to be covering are the content, the delivery style, the giveaways that they had, the vibe and the culture of the whole team and the whole call, the time zone difference, the products, the rest of their learning journey that they've planned out for you in their company, and the overall rating that I give it. So let's jump right into it. So for the content, there were different types of tips and tricks that were given to us throughout the entire course. 5 days had 5 solid lessons, but more than 5 lessons really, and each of them were more than an hour long, and they were jam-packed with tips and things you could use. There were so many ideas flowing. Of course, that could just be my general nature as well, so it depends on what kind of learner you are. But if you're taking notes and you're writing and you're looking at your notes and you're looking at the screen, you're looking at Sean talk and Melissa and Omar and Nolan and all these other people, your brain is on overdrive, at least mine was. And there's so many ideas that I took down that I would probably be able to spend the next 1 to 2 years making videos if I were to act on every single one of those ideas and recycle and sort of really work on all my other videos that I've uploaded on my other channel, Zephyr Kambata, which is my main channel where I'm a spiritual life coach, a body transformation coach, a media featured recording artist, and so on, and I help creatives and entrepreneurs in their journey and in their life. So feel free to check that out. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to link that up here. But if I were to use their tips and tricks and start today, I would be busy for the next 1 to 2 years. So that's how much content was packed into these 5 days. And it was rather overwhelming. It can be overwhelming if you are new. So for me, I'm not brand new to the media space. I've been in music for about 10 years now, and I started with YouTube and so on about 4 to 5 years back on a slightly more serious basis. When I was in music, I used to just upload my music clips as a band, and that was that. You didn't really think about it. You were just like, here's my video, watch me play drums. Oh my God, I look so damn good, yeah. And then people be texting you like, oh my God, you look so damn good, yeah. And you're like, yeah. And that was the whole universe at that time. But as I got more into YouTube videos with the last 3-4 years, and this course especially has really blown my mind wide open, and I'm sure more is coming, and I'm a little bit excited. But I'm also a little bit bummed out that now it's going to be a lot of work, just like I put it in the music industry to get featured in various places. But I guess nothing on earth comes easy, so you have to really work for what you want, and I think work is a good thing. Like Jack Canfield, one of my mentors, says, as long as it doesn't turn into torture, it's still work, but it doesn't have to be torture. So I really enjoy that. And I think that's the whole vibe of Think Media and Sean as well. So that's why I resonated so strongly. I see myself in Sean, and anyway, we're only 3 or 4 years apart in terms of age and so on. So different tips and tricks throughout the different sessions. Some entire sessions were called, the so-and-so method. Well, they call them methods, but really they're full of just tips and tricks of all kinds. And at the start of each session, one of their team members called Nolan, and I think Omar on the first day, but then it was largely Nolan, I think, would come in and drop some tips that you could use immediately, which are small. They're free to use. They're online. You can find websites and things to help you out. I thought that was pretty damn excellent. So thanks for that, guys. And at the end of each day, whether there was one session or two sessions, there were challenges. And these challenges, while they made me a little uncomfortable, obviously, because we're pushing past the comfort zone, and also because I'm the kind of person who takes notes. Even for this YouTube video, I'm making notes, as you guys can see on screen. I'm a note-taking kind of guy. And so what happens there is you pause all those sessions, because I was watching the replay, and you stop to take the notes, and then that takes time, and then your ideas flow, and then you check out something on YouTube to see if your idea is correct or wrong or whatever you're trying to do. And so the 1.5 hour session then becomes a 3 hour session, and then that gets a little bit tiring. And so after that, there were still challenges, and I am proud to say that I participated in all the challenges. And I guess I trumped some of those challenges, because one of them said to upload one video, but in this week, including this video, if I get it up there before the graduation call, it's already 3 videos. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that. It's 3 videos in that week for me, because the week's not yet ended, because technically I'm shooting this on a Monday afternoon in Singapore, but I only started this challenge on a Tuesday morning in Singapore, because I was watching in Singapore time, which means the next day after them. So it's not yet been 7 days. Lots has happened in this 7 days, but I won't bore you guys with those details. I'll cover that at the end of this video for people who are more interested in my personal journey and so on. So the challenges were pretty good, because they keep you focused and progressing, and they help you to really solidify what you learn. I mean, it's just like being back in school. You have a textbook, and then you have questions at the back to really solidify and refresh your knowledge and that type of thing. So I really enjoyed that. The next thing I'd like to cover, there's one thing I forgot to cover under the content, which is basically they had special guests. That really amped up the credibility, the relevance, and the authenticity of the content, because it brings in people who are actively following some of the other courses and who've learned from them, and also follow the tips probably from the other courses, which they gave us in small tidbits and small size sessions, as I mentioned in this course. And they show us on screen on the actual YouTube channels with the correct view counts and so on and so forth, how those people and students actually built their YouTube presence, their YouTube business, and their online businesses. Some of them are doing courses, some of them are doing affiliate sales, the usual stuff. You might be like me, you might have heard all these terms, you might have dabbled. Like for me, I got 81 cents from Amazon already for recommending one book. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not 81 cents, it's 8 cents. So you might have dabbled a little bit, and that's probably why you're on this YouTube video, trying to expand your knowledge and so on. It was great to see people who are 6 months down the journey, 8 months down the journey, a year or 2 years or 3 years down the journey. And that really fills me up with confidence to know that, okay, like these are the leaders I'm going to be following for this particular journey in my life. My life obviously has many other journeys, like fitness, music production, being a father, being a dad, being a son, healing emotional trauma with parents, and so on. More on all that stuff on my other channel. So it really fills me up with confidence that, okay, these are the people I'm going to be learning from and who are in charge of me for the next 1 year. I feel really confident about that. So I wanted to slip that in. Now, the next thing is the delivery. The delivery was started off every day by Melissa, if I'm not wrong, Melissa Caputo or Caputo. I'm not sure how that's supposed to be pronounced, but I remember it was Melissa. I hope I got that name right. I hope it is Melissa, or else they'll be wondering who's this guy talking about when they see this video. So she was a very good host and very warm and friendly. And from my spiritual practices, I could instantly see that she probably has some kind of earth and nature angel presence going through her. I feel this whole team has. They're very divinely tuned. Very spiritually tuned. For those of you who are not into divinity, spirituality, you can just skip this part. I'm not going to make it long. I just want to say that it's a very synchronistic and epiphanistic, if that's a word now, sort of occurrence that I'm learning from them right now, me being so into spirituality and all that as well. I'm also a priest, actually. I'm not religious, although my dad's the head priest for Zoroastrianism in Singapore, but I'm spiritual. And actually, I feel that all prophets on planet Earth, gods, goddesses, and everyone are actually also spiritual. They're not religious. It's just that we've made their teachings into like a sort of, let's meet on Sunday, guys. And we've made it into religions, but actually all the prophets in these religions that we follow are really just being spiritual. So it depends where on that spectrum you want to put yourself. I prefer transcending the religious side of things and going into spirituality, and that's what I do. And I really felt a very strong spiritual presence with this team. I'm in good hands, and we're all blessed to be learning from them. That's what I think. Now, after Melissa, Sean would come in, another sort of preacher man himself. He also has a very strong divine presence going through him. That's obvious for those of us who are tuned spiritually, even in the slightest. And he would then take over the entire session and talk a little bit of pep talks, a little bit of personal journeys, a little bit of inspiration, then some tips. Very nice, casual session, like you're hanging out with a friend or a teacher who's not an ass, a teacher who's down to earth and basically understands you as a student and so on. So that was really nice. And then Nolan and Omar, as I mentioned earlier, would come in at the start, drop some tips. So you're already excited and you're already like, oh, cool, I can use this, which is great. I feel like you give people what they want right at the start, which is very useful. And then Melissa would end and she would announce things like giveaways, products and something and so on and so forth. Once or twice in the session, Sean had his baby with him, and I resonate with that because I'm also a parent. I wouldn't have resonated with that like 5 years ago when I was 10 years ago when I was a young and uppity teenager, all set to take on the world, which I did, and I achieved things in the media space and all that. And I run the largest music group, for example, for Singapore music on Facebook. There's over 5,000 members there, and the founder is me. And when I was working as head of content in certain companies, I would be like, yo, why does my boss have her baby sucking from her nipple while she's telling me what to do? Like, what's going on here? And it was so odd, obviously because I was young and immature. And now as you grow up and you understand parenthood and you understand life better, then you realize, oh, that's what she was doing. All right, gotcha. So Sean had that baby too and a baby carrier in front of him. And so that has nothing much to do with the course other than to speak to his character and say that here's a family man we're learning from. If that resonates with you, great. If you don't like families, too bad. So at the end of it all, of this session, they would close out wishing us well, making sure we do the challenges, letting us know that they're available on their support channel. And I thought that was wonderful. Next, I want to talk about the giveaways. I have never seen a company do these many giveaways in any course I've taken online in my life. I don't think even my teachers in person gave me so many gifts when I was doing them, when I was in school. I didn't win any giveaways yet, sadly. I'm hoping I win something on the graduation call. I'm not sure, the graduation party, because of the time zone differences, which I'm coming to in number 5. So my comments would always be late, and when they signed in for the next day's talk, I was still watching the previous day's video, so there was no way I could catch up to those challenges, sadly, although I did all of them. I hope they watch this and send me something anyway. And so the giveaways, they gave away phones, they gave away YouTube sets, like studio sets. I think that's lighting and props and things like that. There was microphones. Was there a camera? I think there was cameras. There was books. There was all sorts of things going on, and I was like, wow. Obviously, these guys have a lot of money, but they also want their people to succeed. And obviously, they're also very kind, because you can't have a lot of money and then not do anything with it. So if you're doing something with it, that shows the kind of person you are, to me anyway. So that was the giveaways. The fourth thing I want to talk about is the vibe and the culture. I feel like I've already touched on that enough, but it's all around a good vibe, a holistic vibe, a healthy vibe, a very generous vibe, a very motivational vibe, and a very energetic. Have I already said energetic? It's pretty energetic. And not the everybody raise your hands and do a dance around the room. There was none of that, which thankfully, I'm really thankful for that. I hate that kind of shit. Because I think each person's responsible for their own mind, body, and spirit. But that could, of course, just be me being a mind, body, spirit coach and just being a little bit instructional. But thankfully, there was none of that. And we just got into the lessons. We learned things in a lighthearted way. it was perfect for me. So I really enjoyed this course. I mean, so much that I'm making a video about it. So the next thing was the time zone. Because I'm in Singapore, it's UTC +8, which means 16 hours ahead 16 hours ahead of the US, which means when they would do like a Monday call at 10 a.m., let's say, that's 2 a.m. for me on Tuesday night. So, which means the whole of Monday is already past here. And so, I mean, I would have had to spoil my health to turn onto everything live, so I didn't. But the strange thing is, because I only started my day late because I'm a parent and we're recovering from a lot of things at the moment. The weather in Singapore is suddenly super cold, the coldest it's ever been in the 34 years I've been here. And we just did a house move, lots of things all over the place, in transition, just came back from overseas, tried to launch a vlog channel with my wife, lots of things going on. And so I would start the day late, typically sleeping late. By the time I was done with the previous day's challenge, it was already 2 a.m. It was time for the next live video. I do wonder if I should have just stayed up and been live with them on all the sessions. Maybe I'd have won some prizes. But then I would go to sleep around 2 or 3 a.m., which is when their calls would start. And yeah, so the time zone thing was pretty bad in the sense that I couldn't be live. But there were replays, and the replays are still in the group up to right now. Thankfully, I finished all of it. And so yeah, you could catch the replays, so that was really amazing. I enjoyed that. And the comments, the team was very responsive. They didn't reply to me on the email that I sent, but I think I sent it to the wrong place. I sent it to Sean. But anyway, that was a small thing where they had a comment when I had made a comment, because I saw somebody make a comment on their, they were using BuzzFeed. No, not BuzzFeed. They were using StreamYard, and basically people's Facebook comments would come up on the feed, and I saw this lady when I was new in the challenge the first or second day comment something really spiritual and really inspirational, which is who I am. And I was like, oh, I must connect with this person, because since COVID started, that's what we've been doing, connecting with people on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube from all over the world. And suddenly everyone's so damn friendly, and they're even more friendly in the spiritual sort of community and the Mind Valley community, because I took a course there. And that's what you do, you add up people. And so they were like, whoa, you're not supposed, because I typed in the comment, I said, hey, I tried to add you up because I really resonate with what you said, but there's no add friend or follow button on your Facebook profile. I'm not sure if she knows that. She runs a cooking channel, I believe, from her cover photo. Not sure if she knows that, but I told her there's no buttons there, so you send me a request, because I have a public profile, and I'll approve it straight away. I would love to be connected with you. So I got a warning from the admin saying like, hey, you're not supposed to promote and all that. And I was like, yo, I'm not promoting. I sent them an email saying I'm not promoting. By commenting, I'm already promoting, but anyone can do that already, because on a Facebook banner, anyone can just click your name and see what you're promoting. The reason I'm adding her up is because I resonate with what she said, and because I started my career in multi-level marketing 15 years back when I was a young kid, I don't do that anymore. We were taught to network, and that just stuck with me. So I just network with people just wholeheartedly and lovingly. And often my wife and my friends say, you're helping way too many people online for free. You got to start charging for your shit. So I wasn't exactly promoting. I just happened to be a network. I'm just like, hey, hello, how are you? That I'm a talkative kind of guy. So I just wanted to add her up. That's it. But yeah, they sent me a warning. But other than that, it was pretty awesome, and they replied to all my comments, and despite the time zone, they kept up with any questions that we had, and so on and so forth. And yeah, I really love that. Number 6 were the products that they were talking about at some points for the rest of their company, where you can sign up to their other courses. Obviously, this is a free challenge. And if you know anything about online courses, the business world and all that, for me, I'm pretty naive. Of course, now that I think about it, I never thought that they were actually going to talk about their other products and so on. But obviously, now that I think about it, that makes perfect sense, because as a company who's coaching, you don't just invite people to a free challenge for no reason. It's not a charity drive. They didn't say charity challenge. They said free challenge. So obviously they would talk about their other products and so on. And thank God they did, because I joined this course of theirs called Video Ranking Academy. And I'm excited, well, to get my videos ranked, because that's what it says, Video Ranking Academy. So I can't wait for them to get ranked. I've been releasing a lot of videos over the years, casual vlogs, me talking into the camera, coaching people, sharing my music, just expressing everything I can of myself and how to make other people accelerate on their path. And so because I have not done the proper SEO descriptions, probably just put whatever I felt like in the title, put whatever I felt like in the thumbnail, and made it largely about me, which I was actually in the music producer realm. It has to be about you and when I was performing, because otherwise how would people come to your show, right? People don't come to your show if you're a drummer going, I learned a lot from this drummer, I will go to their show. I mean, that happens once in a while, like hero worship and so on. But largely, an audience comes to your show in music because of you. So that is what your YouTube channel is usually about. It's about, hey guys, check me out. This is what I do. This is what I do. So over time, I realized that YouTube is a place for where people are searching for things and people need help. And so that actually prompted me to make this video, because why else would I put out my experiences there doing the course? This is to help you guys. So I'm learning that. I'm looking forward to learning more about that, how to shift. It's also part of my spiritual awakening directly, which is to share the knowledge. When I did my quantum healing, that's the message I got from my spirit guide, is to share the knowledge. That's my mission on earth. So hopefully through this video, I'm sharing the knowledge with you. If I'm not, please tell me and help me to accelerate on this path as well. So that's the products. And overall, I would like to give it a strong 9 out of 10. I love the phrasing of that. I learned that from Gordon Ramsay. That's a strong 9. So I'd like to give this course a strong 9 out of 10. I'm not just some guy on the internet saying that. I happen to have been a top student when I was young, and also did pretty well in my music degree when I went to arts college. So I want to let you know that I'm not just some guy. I know what it means to study. I know what it means to work hard. I know what it means to be earnest about something. And I also have taken plenty of online courses in the last 3 to 4 years. I took Daniel Leslie's course from scratch, which helped me to launch my own course, my own fitness course in 2020. I took Sam Oven's Consulting Accelerator at the end of 2018, which helped me to start consulting in 2019. I was already teaching drums for like 10 years, but then move into the adult side of things and coach music production and life coaching and so on and so forth. I've taken Vishen Lakhiani's course Be Extraordinary and Mind Valley, and he featured me in the graduation ceremony as one of the top 3 most inspirational stories for that batch, thanks to all the support from the team over there. And of course, they were encouraging me to come out more and push more and show off more and so on and so forth, because I'm actually an introvert. I'm very shy. That's probably why I'm doing YouTube, because I get to just sit at home and not be among big crowds. So there's that. So I think it was a strong 9 out of 10. The only reason I'm not giving it 10 out of 10 was because of the time zone, but I do think that as they become a bigger company, they're going to take care of the time zone automatically and have more teams and so on and so forth. Maybe I could help them expand into Singapore. Hello, Think Media. I'd like to be a Southeast Asian expansion team member. Let's see what happens. So I just want to say thank you to the team at Think Media. This was a fantastic challenge. You've really helped me to solidify, and I take my YouTube creation more seriously. This may be the best YouTube video I've made to date in terms of sound and lighting, at least. Previously, I'm so enthusiastic to teach and share that I would just record on the camera, which I'm doing right now as well on the iPhone, but I would just like put it out with any kind of audio and just smack some audio mastering and limiting from the music side on it, which doesn't really work if you have outdoors audio and so on. I actually took a trip to our storage to get this mic out, which I bought like 15 years ago, which is a dynamic mic, and so on and so forth. So I'm actually learning a lot of things along the way and reevaluating and realizing I need to take this seriously. If I do want to serve the planet, I got to get serious about it. It's not about me. So my feeling is to just record into a camera, like, But if you guys are going to have a good viewing experience, then I need to take your experience seriously and strive and serve and work towards giving you the best. And that's how businesses are built, actually. I do consider myself a bit of an entrepreneur, and I should smack myself on the head for not knowing that up to now. I mean, I knew it, I've heard of it, it's not about you, it's not about you. I even gave a podcast interview where I once told a friend who was hosting the podcast that I learned that it's not about you. But it's very easy to slip back into our lazy modes and kind of be like, hey, it's about me. This is my channel, yo, bro. This is what I talk about, bro. What you think? It's very easy to slip into that mode and not be a servant of humanity and other humans. And I'm sure there's some of you watching this going, what is he talking about? Serving other humans? That was exactly where I was 2 or 3 years ago. So it's a point where you're going to get, where you realize, oh, I serve everybody else, not myself. I mean, you serve yourself also through that. But that's a whole other spiritual journey. So thanks so much, Think Media. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please click like, please subscribe on the channel, and consider hitting the bell icon for notifications of when I release a video. I'm aiming to release a YouTube vlog and podcast like this once a week to share my journey on YouTube and hopefully help you guys not make the same mistakes that I did. On my other channel, my mistakes are all still there. I've not managed to correct a lot of the videos. You can check that out on YouTube to see how I progressed. The reason I decided to do this now rather than 10 years from now after I'm a YouTube expert is because I realized when I was doing music that I became this music pro. Like just last year, Apple Music featured one of my tracks on their new music daily playlist and it was number 22 in the world. And I'm like, whoa, okay. I didn't know I could do that. But as I was realizing the last couple of years when the features started rolling, I realized, oh, I should have documented the music journey right from the start, because now trying to remember my struggles 15 years ago, I remember the big ones, the big incidents that happened in the local Singapore scene and so on. And thank God I took screenshots and so on to share with you guys and what to do and what not to do in your career and so on. However, it would just be better to share on the go, like every week, like here's what's happening, guys. So that's what this episode was about. I hope you enjoyed that. I will strive to keep up this discipline and release one a week on my YouTube journey. I am going full-time into being a content creator. It's scary, no doubt about that. It is very scary. Right now my MacBook's turned off, which is even scarier. I'm a father. I'm supposed to be earning income to feed my daughter, but right now my wife and I, we have an arrangement where I can take a day job if I need to, obviously, because of my portfolio, and I've been head of marketing and content and so on in companies before. So it'd be very easy for me to jump into a startup at a 3-4 grand starting salary anytime I want to. And if an MNC can see the value of having me a content creator and so on, easily 7 to 10 grand as their head of marketing or senior marketing executive. That's not an issue. But right now, I want to put that on the back burner to try and do this full time and really share the knowledge I was meant to. And I feel YouTube is the place to do it. And if you guys feel so as well and would like to support me on that journey, I really look forward to that like, that subscribe. And if you're hearing this on the podcast, then please do follow it, or whatever you guys do on podcasts. I don't really listen to podcasts, but please follow it. And I promise to share my honest views on my YouTube journey with you guys. And right now, YouTube would like you to check out this video next on my channel based on your viewing preferences. If I've not yet uploaded the second video, I'll be pointing to thin air. But the moment I upload the second video on my channel, there should be something inside here. Alright, take care guys, and see you on the next video. This has been Zephyr, and also thanks for listening on the podcast. Take care.